it's Nathan here, Sideshow if you're nice about it. Today I want to talk briefly. I'm in the living room of the Belafonte, by the way. Still working on the tour, not quite ready to do this room yet. But anyway, we're up here today to talk about something that I use almost every day. Um, it's a tool that I've used to get past psychosis, to avoid um, some of the problems that come to pass with psychosis, um, and generally just to maintain my sanity uh, before, after, and definitely during trips or being under the influence of this or that. And what it comes down to is basically just fear-toxin. Fear-toxin, the fictional uh, toxic compound that we find in the Batman series. Um, Trying to think if there are any. Basically, the Scarecrow uses the fear-toxin on Batman or whoever his victim is, and the toxin creates a delirium wherein it's like heavily hallucinogenic, and wherein in under the influence of such toxin, you see, every Girl Scout that's on the street has a knife in her teeth, and she's, coming to kill you with it. Every person that's pointing out in the distance or whatever is like calling in an airstrike to kill you. Everything is bad. Everything that you can interpret as going bad is bad. So basically, what it does is it turns an average person into a weapon. They think they're defending themselves, but they're lashing out against other people while they're on this toxin. And the way that Batman gets through it is just brute force. Um, and this is really the key here. Just pretend it's not happening. Um, yeah. If you see a Girl Scout coming at you with a knife in her teeth, think to yourself, this is not something I'm going to interact with. Because if you fight back and you try to get that little demon, you're going to wake up and sober up with a young child's head in your lap, friggin', or some other horrible thing. What was the old wives' tale? The babysitter on LSD puts baby in the stove instead of the turkey. Stuff like that is basically what you avoid. The trick is uh, to think to yourself, these things will go away. This is not the way that I will feel in 20 hours or so. Yes, I feel this way now. Yes, it seems so super real, uh, but you remember that it's not. It's not. This helps me with the terrible Tuesdays, the come down after most drugs. This helps me with the high on most drugs. Anything where I'm hallucinating for sure. Just think to yourself, well, if this is still the way I feel when I'm done hallucinating, I'll do something about it then, but not during the time when I'm actively hallucinating. Um, when you're tweaking. Uh, yeah, do you really think that everybody is out to get you? Do these people take meetings and go sit down and discuss how they're going to fuck with you that day? No, I doubt it. But it seems really real when you're tweaking. Um, but yeah, the fact is that it's not, and uh, the the way to handle it is to treat it like it's not real. Don't interact with hallucinations. Don't take these feelings too seriously. Don't, for instance, scrub away that spot on your hand with a Brillo pad that's gonna go all the way to the bone. because you may not feel it right now, but you're gonna feel it when you come down. That's really the takeaway here. When Put everything off that you can, that you don't have to deal with directly at the time, and save it for when you sober back up. Will I still feel this way when the effects are over? And that's really the fear toxin lesson. You see, Batman wins the day by just avoiding these things. He knows that it's going to go away. He knows that he's not going to feel the same, and he certainly doesn't ever want to end up sobering up with a Girl Scout's head on his lap. Um, yeah, so this is a little technique that I've used, and it served me very, very well. It's good for the depression during the come down. So even though you're very actively suicidal, maybe you won't feel that way. Maybe things will get better once that period of come down goes away. There's a new day dawning, after all. Um, yeah, and I hope this helps with anybody out there dealing with psychosis or the Terrible Tuesdays or anything for that matter. It works for all sorts of different situations. Anytime where it's not going to last forever, the trick is to keep planning for that doesn't last anymore period, and make your decisions then and not during the time when you're under the influence of the sadness or the depression or under the influence of the drug. Yeah, the fear toxin method, we'll call it. Um, yeah, thanks for your time today. Like and subscribe, and keep your stick on the ice.